Every EV driver encountered this scenario.
This charger doesn't work.
What if I tell you can help the community improve the charging network and get something out of it? N-Charge! Share your experiences and impressions at the charging station via N-Charge. Give direct feedback, receive kilometers and stars, collect kilometers and exchange them for charging credits. Use the link in the description and get 20 kilometers for free.
Good morning everyone, I'm here with the Volkswagen Id.3 Pro and we're going to do a long distance trip. I'm here at the Tesla supercharger to top up to 80%, but it doesn't work. Doesn't start charging, this charger doesn't work, so I'm not gonna do it, just 3% or so. I'm gonna leave now, drive around 600 kilometers and see what average speed we get. Let me walk you through what we're doing. I'm driving 130 because I think in these conditions it's 0.5 degrees out there, and I started with 75% to get to the first charger. I can't drive 160 and it's foggy too and a bit wet. It's 101 kilometers to go to the first Ionity charger and I have 141 kilometers of range. So far I'm okay with it. I can arrive with 10% or so. That's okay. My heat is at 22.5 degrees. I'm in eco mode and I have the seat heater on too. So we charge Ionity, then we go to the turnaround point and I think then Aral Puls, where I was 2 weeks ago, and then Ionity in Straubing, where we just passed. And then we'll see what time did we arrive. I don't think we can do 100 kilometers an hour average speed. I doubt that. This car can do it in the summer, but not in the winter. I'm at the first Ionity charger. I'm just going to charge a few minutes to 35%, and when I'm going to go to Aral Puls, that's just 50 kilometers away, and there we're going to charge a bit more. So let's go. Left the charger, as I said, with 35%. It's 41 kilometers to go. I have 77 kilometers of range, so no problem. And this is not the fastest route I'm driving. This is the cheapest route because I'm just charging at Aral Puls and Ionity because those are the cheapest for me. My driving data so far, the top one is the average consumption and bottom one is the average speed. Driving was nice but busy, a lot going on around Regensburg. and charging went smoothly, plugged in and it started charging. I could activate plug and charge, but then I have to remove it from Hank and I didn't want to do it. But it would be the easiest, of course, just plug in and sit back in the car or do whatever you want to do. And it also, communication works really well when it comes to charging, so all is very easy. The only thing where in the long distance the new ID cars are not amazing is planning the charges, because you cannot select what charging network you want to use. It would be nice if I could say I only want Ionity, I only want 200 kilowatt chargers, and I only want more than 4 chargers at a location or something. That would be nice, but you can't. Charging at the second charger at Referral Pulse. It's totally icy here, so I almost slipped here. They need salt big time. Maybe they just did, but it doesn't work yet. I don't know. I have to plan my route. 164 kilometers to drive, so this is the turnaround point, and then back here. So I have to charge to 200 kilometers of range. This charger you already know, I've been here a few times. It's just a lot of chargers, so 8 charging stalls, and it's right at on the highway, so it's perfect. Id.3 was amazing. This short little trip was nice. I drove 140. Oh, so slippery. I'm getting 160 kilowatt right now, which is awesome for this tiny little battery. Beautiful car, isn't it? I really almost charged to 80%, I think it was 79, but 200 kilometers of range. It's 140 for me to go to the turnaround point and back, 178, so that's 37 kilometers of margin right now. But I think I'm going uphill right now. These are my numbers. 245, the consumption increased again. I think that it's going uphill. That's maybe the reason. It's a bit snowy and the road is a bit wet right now. That's disgusting. Ugh. So I turned around earlier by mistake. Navigation wanted me to go off the highway and go country road and then back to the highway where the point was. And I didn't see that, and I thought, oh, that's my turnaround point. And so I went out, and why does it want me to go here, right? And then I just turn around. So it was 289 kilometers, so not exactly 300. It's okay, I think. What we also have to talk about is, for example, navigation. It shows you very nice when you have to go off. ID light right now shows me in the head-up display. I get a big sign that I have to go to the right lane, because I have to go off the highway. Then the head-up display, augmented reality part, does the arrow thing. It's awesome. It's so nice. It's no way that you miss your exit. Even if you have navigation, sound off and everything, and your main screen is not in navigation, your cockpit, you're still gonna see that you have to go off. It was just snowing like crazy up on the hill, and so all of my sensors for the front are gone because they're snow covered, and so I cannot use cruise control, because it's only adaptive. I cannot use lane assist because of the cruise control. All of this is all gone, but luckily it was just for 2-3 kilometers, and it's gonna melt at some point and or hopefully fall off because of the wind. But right now I cannot use anything. I'm back at that dial charger. The same one arrived with 14%. I just calculated. I'll show you the data in a second. Right now I have an average speed of 96 kilometers an hour, but I'm charging here. After the charging it will be less, but then we drive, it's gonna get up a bit. But this was a slow thing because of the snow. I had to slow down a bit. Safety first as always. Charging here, I have to plan my route. Next is Ionity Hunderberg in Straubing, and then back to where we started, the Tesla supercharger, and I have to see how much I have to charge. And here is my trip data. I started at 6:45, but I was on the toilet for 5 minutes. But we'll see when we arrive. We're gonna do that all at home. So I planned my route, 165 kilometers to the Ionity charger. So again, I have to charge the 200 kilometers of range, and then another 50 kilometers to my starting point. I'm at the last charger, just charging here 200 kilometers of range. I'm at 30, so it should be 7-8 minutes or so, and then we're at the ending point, and then we're gonna look at the data and everything. Drive here was nice, a bit more busy, always around Regensburg. It's very busy and billions of trucks, but that's it when you do a test during the week. It's Wednesday. But tomorrow the car will be picked up. I had to do it today. And Sunday we did the range test with the Born. I had 2 cars at the same time. What am I getting? 154 kilowatt at 11%, 155. So it will go up to the 170. Temperature is perfect. Great. Okay, let's get this done. I arrived and it was 6 hours and 11 minutes. I have to deduct a bit, but we're gonna do all of this at home, tell you all the details. My average consumption, car says 573 kilometers, it will be more, and average speed, but you know, that's always when the ignition is on, this will count the time. Average consumption on this drive was then 239 watt-hours per kilometer. The trip meter says 573 kilometers. Google Maps tells me it's 574 kilometers, so pretty accurate. That's awesome. I drove a bit over 6 hours. I deducted 5 minutes for driving, going to the bathroom. So I get to an average speed of around 93 kilometers an hour. And yes, 100 kilometers an hour is always a measurement for me. That's the thing where I say that is great, great average speed, including charging for going on a long distance trip. This car might be able to do it in the summer, but not in the winter. Consumption is higher, you need heat. Consumption for driving is higher, just like that. Winter tires, battery heater and everything. We're gonna go through the power of charging in a second, and that means higher consumption. That means you have to charge more, and since it's a small battery, you also have to charge more often because you can't get to the next charger. You have to charge a bit more. So this is what you get in the winter, which is still okay, but for a long distance trip, it would be great if it would be 100 even in the winter, but with this small battery it's not possible. I charged 4 times on this trip. Once at Tronity, 8 minutes, 18 kilowatt hours. It's an average power of 135 kilowatt. Then at Alpuls, 25 minutes, 43 kilowatt hours. It's an average of 103, which is pretty good. I think that's great when I think the first ID.3 that I have, Volta, first edition, this was the peak charging power, and now we have it for 43 kilowatt hours for 25 minutes. Third session was 22 minutes, 38 kilowatt hours. We get to 104 kilowatt average, which is awesome. And then last was the short little charging stop, 8 minutes, 19 kilowatt hours, 143 kilowatt average power. That's really great. It's a good charging. They improved it really well. It's now really good for a long distance trip, but still, because of the small battery, summer is okay, winter takes just a bit longer. That's just how it is. If you want to follow me on Instagram, BatteryLife1, and if you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description below, and here on YouTube you can do that via channel membership. And if you want to know what's happening behind the scenes, what equipment do I use, what's happening on events and stuff like this, I have a third YouTube channel, Behind the Battery. But that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.